Good afternoon. My name is Karen Colville, and I'm independent, an individual. Yes, I have a disability. I'm more differently abled. I've been in a stage of transition for some time. And in that transition, I have a place to live. I'm not homeless, so I'm very thankful for that. At the same time, I've always wanted to work towards living with nature and having my own place, um, and to live in peace. And most of it is to live with natural material, because part of my illness and a lot of my problems is with um, being sensitive to petrochemicals and chemicals that are used. And so I come up with a solution that many have on the planet is industrial hemp. Industrial hemp doesn't take any pesticides to grow. And to grow it here in my country of Canada, it takes at least 10 acres. So getting 10 acres of land is no easy task and is not affordable unless it's way up in the northern country. So I've been hoping that I may be able to get land donated somehow, and to be able to preserve and protect in Canada our clean environment and our heritage and reputation as far as living with the land. And that's not an easy task to transition for many, because we're all on different power sources. And if you're on the energy grid, you could either be on nuclear, some are on, I think through the company Bullfrog, are on solar and wind. So we all have different alternatives as far as our energy concerns are. And in recent weeks, I've been really focused on the growth of the industrial hemp industry. And around the world, it's not surprising, but it's a bit astounding at how legalization is affected in industrial hemp. So in Canada, it is legal, but there are many obstacles and challenges as startups, as a business. And then also what I'd like to do is, I see this as my future vision, is communities that are low impact building and construction of people living in structures that are earth friendly, hurricane and earthquake resistant, and also built with natural materials, the insulation and the plaster being made of industrial hemp. So many joke that us Canadians live in igloos. Well, I'd like to see a dome-shaped type of building that is earthquake resistant, and to be able to test these buildings out in a community form. And for people to have share the land as far as farming, growing their own food as independents, somewhat like an intentional community. That's kind of the vision I have for the future. And trying to find like-minded people is not easy, because some of them require financial commitment in their membership. Some are really controlling, so you've got to really like where you're going to live. And some discover that that kind of lifestyle is not for everybody. That's really challenging also. So coming up with solutions is no easy task. I work on this on a constant basis and finding what is the best way as far as any kind of strategy and living a healthy lifestyle and living with the land. So I've been really big on earthships, but they're not affordable for everybody. So how do I find some kind of housing development, just simple and basic, that allows you to be able to be self-sufficient and independent, and gaining support with that is no easy task. So, here, as in any other country, you want to start a foundation, then you got to prove that you're getting the support, and to attain legal tax status is no easy task, even in a country like Canada or any other country for that matter. So I'm up against a lot of obstacles, but I keep trying at finding solutions and partners that do not have a greedy agenda. So I've contacted and written letters to a number of people and received no response whatsoever. So I was really disappointed in that manner. So maybe I'm a little bit ahead of my time. But I know the necessary steps that are important in order to accomplish this, because I feel it's really important for humanity to live with the earth and to be in a clean and natural environment with, healthy potable water, and also to be able to grow your own food to a certain extent that it is possible, and to set up sharing communities for food security, because peak oil is really here to stay. So we need to be prepared, and also, laws differ around different countries, and so do solutions. So what may work in one climate or one area of the world may not completely work in another area of the world. So a lot of these strategies are very complex, but I think working together in our consciousness and working sort of with the same idea in mind, we can accomplish a lot. There have been governing industries that have power and control over people, and that means for a lot of people is giving up their individual rights and freedoms, and I'm completely against that. So I've been researching, contacting people, and writing, and hoping to come up with a plan of action to actually see this through. So for me in Canada, our election is very important tomorrow, so I can kind of decide what is the next strategy to go, because in Canada, a group or an individual can do very little without the government being involved. So that's another thing to be very concerned about. So what I'm looking at is sharing with you my ideas and a compendium of my writings. I may or may not get to the point of getting them published. I'm not really certain about that, and that's not my goal. My goal is coming up with solutions and putting it into a plan of action. I'll be able to get help for myself and to be of service to humanity, and also help other people with solutions, and not to be involved in any corrupt practices, greed and power, profit, to be able to help a lot of people become sustainable and independent and self-sufficient, and working with others and rebuilding community again, rather than being in these isolated little individual types of connections that, on the surface it seems like community, but there's really no, it's not a healthy direction for a lot of people. So, and then also too, it's just more of more politics to a certain degree. Is just how are we going to pull this together that it works in a positive direction to benefit a lot of people, so they can become independent and have a strong community base. So this is really important, and so our values are changing. So it's almost a value-based thinking, but then there are some people's values that are very different. So it's connecting the dots in finding really appropriate matches for your needs. So you can go in the direction of having this as a business, but I'd like to see the business grow where it's going back into the community and benefiting people as a whole. And there are a lot of intentional communities that already exist all over the world, and there's communities that are forming, but not all with the industrial hemp, and also with natural housing. So it's having those resources and not having all those resources controlled by the people that already exist, because part of their plan is also controlling the resources of the world and its people. So that's going to change. So I believe at this point in time in 2011, our sovereignty and our rights are one of the most important things that we can keep. and understanding that and putting it to good use. So the next series that I will be doing is sharing my thoughts and opinions and perspectives and some of my research with you. Again, like I said, it may not be a published book or some kind of ebook, but I have a site where I'm accepting donations. I hope to be able to raise a lot, not just for awareness, but to also start getting property donated or being in the position to buy a certain amount of property. So we may be able to develop housing for people that have no means, that may have had their credit damaged due to job loss or are in transition or differently abled, and to be able to build natural housing with clean water. And it's not just affordable housing that people are stuck in renting all the time. They'll be able to own their little piece of land and to be able to contribute to the community as whole through agriculture and growing their own food and in food security sharing programs. So I'm really hoping that God is with me and the Creator, our universe, is working with us, so I can, be of benefit to humanity in a lot of ways, to be able to help myself and to be strong enough so I may be able to serve an amount of people here on the planet. So I hope that you'll enjoy my process. Sometimes I do get really frustrated because it just seems like there's a lot of red tape and there's a lot of information that's hidden for a reason, because they want only certain people to access that information. So I've put a lot of time and energy into this and invested a lot of contacts. So I really like to see this happen. If I can get any kind of help anyway, please contact me. My website's www.karencolvilleart.org, and also my contact email information is info@karencolvilleart.org, so you can get hold of me that way. And I'd really like to see in my own country a lot of people get the type of help that they need.